Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this short video I'm gonna show you how we configure our Ubiquiti Nanostations. I'm gonna show you step by step configuring the access point station and just making sure that they are communicating properly. So as you can see, these are our two nanostations, Loco M5 Ubiquitis. Very good nanostations, very good. Some say that if they have a proper path, if they can see each other, they can work up to 10 miles. I don't know, I never test that theory, but I suppose they do. These are our two power supplies for them. So they need mains connections. They need 220 or 110 in the US, and then they have adapters. They're converting that AC to 24 volts DC. So we're just gonna plug them in. So as you can see, I connected my power supplies for the nanostations into the mains. These are the mains connections, and then from the other side, as you can see, you have a PoE. You have a PoE side and you have a LAN side. So our PoE side, power over internet, we are connecting from our power supplies into the nanostations. So you see you have a cable from PoE into the nanostation, and then the other one as well, PoE nanostation. So that's how we are powering our nanostations. And then as you can see, we have our LAN ports. So let's say, for example, your access point, your LAN point, you are connecting into your router, into your network access, and then on the other side, on the station, you are connecting your LAN port into your switch, into your PoE switch, into your LAN switch. I don't know, whatever you want to do on the other side. You want to just extend the network, or you just want to extend the network for the cameras. So basically they're carrying the network, the actual network, and PoE sides, they're just powering the units. So as you can see guys, they are already configured, the access point and the station. But let's assume that you don't know nothing about them. You don't know what are the passwords. You don't know the configuration. You don't know the IP addressing. You don't know nothing about them. You have to, let's say, configure them all the way from the beginning. So to be able to, so as you can see now, of course we have a power LED. We have a LAN LED, so that's off because we don't have nothing connected into our LAN ports. And then you have a signal strength, so with that you know that they are connected and working, I presume. So let's say we have to, first of all, we have to reset one by one. And to do that, you see guys, you have a reset button, and if you click it in for a few seconds, so 1 2 3, just a second, yeah, they're clicked in now. And then now you should see the signal blinking in a few seconds. So that's how we know that this nanostation is reset, is defaulted. And now as you can see, our signal was blinking and it was like going off and on. So that's how you know that your nanostation is actually defaulted to basically factory default. So that's one. You see there is no signal now. That's how we're gonna repeat the procedure with our second nanostation. So as I told, again, here you have a reset, and when you press that, and as you can see again, our second nanostation, so basically we have our signal blinking, going on and off. So now it's like only 2 bars are on. So that's how you know that your nanostation is actually defaulted, factory defaulted. Okay, so basically when we default our nanostations, Then we just have to go on to the next step. So we just plug our RJ45, our LAN port, into the power supply of the nanostation, and the other end we have to plug it into our port into our laptop. So then when we plug our LAN port from the adapter into the laptop, we have to move on to the another step. So then all Ubiquiti Nanostations, their default IP address is 192.168.1.20. So now we have to go onto the web browser. So as you can see, I have my 192.168.1.20 into the search bar. Now if you click advanced, continue, you just ignore this warning, and now we are into the nanostation options. So basically you have to know that all Ubiquiti Nanostations, they have default IP address 192.168.1.20 as I told before, and their username and password is always UBNT. That's the default standard password for all Ubiquiti Nanostations. So if you just go UBNT, password UBNT, let me just check that, UBNT cellular. So I would say it's very important to select your country properly, because every country has its own frequencies. That's very important. Maybe your nanostations, they're gonna maybe work better on one frequency in one country, and maybe they're gonna work better in other country. So every country has its own frequency ranges. So I would say it's very important that you choose your country. So if you're in Spain, Italy, Germany, so okay, so now we are logged in. So first of all, we're gonna configure. First thing, we have to set up our own passwords. So to do that, we have to go, you have these options, let's say, so we have main, wireless, network, advanced, services, system. So we go into the system option. Device name. So if you want, you can change the name. Let's say this is gonna be our access point. So I'm gonna just change it to access point English. So username, and now this is quite important. So now you can change whatever you want. I'm gonna just use admin, and current password is UBNT. Just see that. Yeah, new password. I know I'm gonna put test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Okay, so that's our username and our password. If you want, that's just optional. If you want to, you can change your time zone. If you want, if you don't want, that really doesn't matter. I was never doing that. I was just making sure that my nanostations are connected and working properly. This is just maybe something optional that you want to do maybe. And then we click change, and then apply. Configuration contains changes. Apply these changes. So every time when you make some configuration on your options into the nanostations, you have to click apply. Yeah, that's it now. And now I presume every nanostation you have to log in. Always when you make some change, you always have to log in back into your nanostation. I suppose that's gonna happen to us again. Let us see. Okay, so when we are done with our changing of our admin username and password, and then the next step is we have to go into our wireless option. So it's just, yeah, we go into there, and this is a very important step. So because on this side of the option we have to choose our wireless mode. is it gonna be access point, is it gonna be station. We have to choose our wireless security, our Wi-Fi password, so that no one can just, I don't know, use another nanostation and just, you know, break into our network. So you see under this wireless mode, so this nanostation, we're gonna use it as an access point. And then we have option our security on the bottom. So we choose VPA2-AS, that's the more secure stuff now, let's say. And now on this SSID, let's say we have to choose, we have to name our wireless network. So I don't know, we can choose it, we can use it as test. And this is very important as well, channel width. So that has to be the same on both ends. So that has to be the same on our access point and on our station. Sometimes people, they just forget this step and their nanostations are not working properly then. But this is very important. They have to be same on both ends. So I'm just gonna use 30 megahertz. I'm gonna use my frequency. We can just leave it as auto. But sometimes I'm choosing if I'm setting them up in the city where there is lots of interference. I'm always choosing 5225. Not as auto. So but in this case we're gonna just use it as auto. And then on the other side, so security, pre-share key. So as you can see, we set up our SSID, our wireless network name as test. So now we have to choose our password. So we can choose it, I don't know, you can choose CCTV 1234. So yeah, that's it. And then we hit change, and then we hit apply, and that's it. So we have our access point configured. Let's say we just have to finish the network side. So this is gonna be our AP. Just make sure that you have some marker next to you, so that just make sure, guys, that you have some marker next to you, and that when you set up your access point in our station, that you mark it with your marker. Just, you know, set up AP, because many times people, they just you know, they mix them and then they have to, it's just pain in the head, you know. Sometimes you have to change them, you know, and that maybe sometimes takes time, because sometimes they're in the poles very high up. So just, you know, save you from trouble. And we just have to configure our last option on our access point side. So first we went into the system, then into the wireless, and now we have to configure our network. So like I told you, default IP address is 192.168.1.20. So we have to keep our network mode as bridge. I never touched these options. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know what do they even mean. So we just go into our management IP address. You have DHCP option. I'm always fan of static, setting up the IP addresses as static. So we're just gonna change our 192.168.1 into our, I don't know, .15. Our net mask is 25/24, 255, and we just leave your gateway, and that's all what you have to do. Very simple. You hit change, again you hit apply, and that's it. So now we are back onto our station, station side of the nanostation. So we just have to repeat the procedure. So this one is gonna be quicker. So we just go UBNT, China UBNT, select your country. So as you can see, we are back into our station configuration of the nanostation. So basically we just have to do the same. First of all, we have to go into our system. We're gonna change our administration username and password. So admin, current password is UBNT, new password is, I don't know, test 1 2 3 4, test 1 2 3 4. If you want time zone, like I told you in the first option, you can change that, but I was never doing that, so you can leave it, you know, that's nothing important. You hit change and then we hit apply. So when we change our administration username, and then you can, if you want, that's all also optional, to change the device name to station. That comes very handy in future. Station, yeah, change. Always when you make some change in the options, you always have to click apply. Okay, now after system option we have to go into our wireless option. Maybe we can go to network. We can actually, no, we can go to wireless. So wireless mode, that's very important step. We can leave it as station. SSID, so we're choosing a SSID that we put in from the access point. So when we choose our wireless mode at station, we have to make some change into channel width. You remember when I told you that we have to keep our channel width same like with our access point. So that's gonna be 30 megahertz. Security WPA2 AS, pre-shared key. So basically now we have to link our access point and our station. We have to choose the same passwords and the same points for the network. So as we put our SSID wireless password same as our access point and our VPA WPA pre-shared key, that has to be the same with our access point. And then if you go in, you see in this option, that's very important. That's how you can lock your nanostations so they don't lose connection every now and then from time to time. So you go into this select option, and as you can see, it discovered the access point device name. So that's, if you remember when I told you that sometimes maybe it can come handy if you name them access point station. So that's a handy feature as well. So then you click this option and you click lock to AP. So now they are locked, they will never lose connection, and you hit apply. Especially when there is a bad weather, when there is maybe windy or rain, sometimes they tend to lose connection, especially in the cities. So with this option you are locking them, and that's how you're making sure that they never lose connection between each other. And now the last step in the option is our network. So we have set up our access point, I think with dot 15. We can set up our with our dot 16 network. Everything else is staying the same. We are staying on static management IP address option, and then if you hit change again, if you hit apply, so now the last step, I'm back into the access point side of the web browser. So we're just gonna log in. We just have to make sure that we have connection. I'm gonna show you where to check that. We log in. So as you can see, it's saying access point. So now if you go, you see this connections 1. So that there is a connection. That's how you know that they are connected. And the other proof is both of them, they have signal strength in full. So that's the other proof that you know that they are connected. And if you want to check, maybe there is one more thing, how you check them, are they connected properly. You log out, without even changing your LAN port from your access point, you should be able to log in into your station. So we're just gonna check that option. So our access point was .15. If we are gonna be able to log in into our station on .16, we are. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. We are successful, so we are able to log in into our station from our access point without changing the LAN ports into the power supplies. So that's it, guys. That's it. That's it. Basically, this video is showing you step by step how do you configure your nanostations. Just follow the rules, follow the quick steps, and that's it. You should be able to configure your nanostations. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.